Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP TV. Today's show is brought to you by UppercutChops.com. Check out their tasty selection of all-natural, dry-aged USDA Prime Angus and Wagyu steaks and chops. Wait till you taste their best-in-class New York steaks, the filet mignons, and of course, those massive cowboy cut and tomahawk cut ribeyes. Best I ever had, probably be the best you ever had too. Try those Wagyu and Angus burgers as well. Holy smokes, best I've ever had, ever, anywhere. Check them out at UppercutChops.com. That's UppercutChops.com. Or give them a call and find out what's for dinner at 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935. Again, 702-799-9935 for UppercutChops.com. Yes! All right, a big welcome in to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast, all of our independents, and all those on Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, and WOW Cable Television, Time Warner, everybody watching on TV, also on Hotel TV in over 600,000 rooms from coast to coast. We're here with a very special guest, actually a couple of very special guests, and let's let them introduce themselves.
Well, Sal, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. My name is Glen Gardone. I happen to be the president of Red Chocolate. Friends call me Willy Wonka. People who've never met me call me other names that we won't say here on. But ultimately, just, whatever you call me, don't call me late for dinner. That's my motto. And, of course, here we have Megan.
Hi, guys. My name's Megan. I handle all the marketing here at Red. And I need to tell you, you have to visit our website. 1, we are the best chocolate in the world. 2, 3, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on there. Follow us, tag us, follow the journey of Red.
Hence, Sal, the difference between me and Megan.
Hey, listen,
I forget all this stuff because I just want to sit and talk and have a conversation.
Look, folks, it's not every day that we do shows on chocolate. But me personally, it's a personal favorite. I have full creative control so I can talk about whatever the hell I want to. And today we're talking about chocolate, and not just chocolate, folks. And so think about this. Think about the idea of, wow, how about the palm oil-free chocolate? How about the non-GMO chocolate? And we're going to learn more about that in a moment. How about gluten-free chocolate for all those people with protruding bellies that can't figure out what the hell's going on? Maybe you're gluten intolerant. How about kosher? So we have the president of Red Chocolate USA, and of course the marketing director of Red Chocolate USA here to tell everybody all those wonderful things about Red Chocolate and all those horrific things that they stay away from on top of it. I mean, that's a great combination. And so, Glenn, I want you to first talk about health benefits of not just, look, you're not trying to sell chocolate, but what are the problems? What's the deal with palm oil to start with?
Well, there's a lot of things. So palm oil itself, of course, is used by most chocolate makers throughout the world. And it's a cheap derivative. And what we do with it very simply is others that use it within their ingredient panel, it helps in the process. What it does, have you ever had a piece of chocolate that tastes kind of waxy? That's from the palm oil. It's we call it the hot dogs of the chocolate industry. If you turn over and you look at your chocolate bar and it has palm oil, yeah, you're going to get what you pay for, I guess is the best way to put it. So, at Red, we're crafted by master chocolate makers, multiple generation master chocolate makers. And you don't need palm oil to make an absolutely gorgeous chocolate. You don't need to be what we call here sugar forward to make a gorgeous chocolate. Mm-hmm. And so, our journey, which it is, our journey here in America, I hate the term healthy chocolate. It's used a lot. I never use it. We like to call ourselves smart indulgence. You're going to indulge. You want to enjoy, especially with chocolate. Just, you do it a little smarter.
He said smart indulgence. I love that. Because how many of us will just eat chocolate? And folks, by the way, why are we talking about chocolate on a sports and entertainment show? I'm going to digress for a moment. How many times either A, if you're going to a sporting game, if you jam candy and stuff into your pockets, right? Because you don't want to pay the ridiculous prices for concession, right? So you walk in, you're, probably bringing candy bars in your pockets and whatnot. I know I'm that guy. I don't want to pay $10 for a pretzel. I have a problem with that. There's just something mathematically wrong with that. imagine how much chocolate I can get for $10, right? So we're talking about maybe chocolate at ball games. What about movie theaters? That box of candy that you get in the glass case is 20 times the regular cost of it, whatever it is. But if I'm walking in with candy, my own stuff, well, guess what? I'm going to walk in with good chocolate, like red chocolate. So that's why we're talking about chocolate, because we go to events, but we do the second nature. We think about bringing stuff in because it's a total scam to go pay their prices. And why should we do that when we could spend our own reasonable, hardworking money on reasonably priced, excellent chocolate? And that's why the whole chocolate with indulgence kind of steps in here. And I love, Glenn, that you brought that up.
Well, it's interesting because you're right. That is definitely an overriding theme. But you also have to remember, if you've got any kind of health situation, look, I brought red chocolate here to America because I'm a type 2 diabetic. Okay. And so for me, it's a journey. It's a personal thing. And, I go to sporting events and I try to get to as many as I possibly can. I'm an avid sports fan. Love watching professionals play because I love to see just their God-given talents. It's incredible to me. You watch them play on TV and you think to yourself, oh, I could do that. I tell people all the time, if you'd like, I will give you a baseball bat. And then I'm going to have you close your eyes, start my car, go 90 miles an hour past you. And I want to see if you can actually hit the car with your baseball bat. It's just incredible to me. But, for somebody like me, 95% of stuff that's there, I can't eat. So that's an issue. So now I'm starving. So this is an opportunity again for me to bring something that I love to a whole bunch of people here in the U.S., and it gives them the opportunity to eat a little healthier, smart indulgence, and to do it, but still enjoy yourself. The whole idea behind Red is pleasure without the guilt. Because you know what, man? Life's tough enough, brother. Life is tough enough. Let's enjoy ourselves a little bit.
Glenn, talk to me about the non-GMO side of it.
Yeah. So look, when you do ingredients, all products are graded just like diamonds. And when you talk about ingredients, whether it's the coca, the milk you use in your milk chocolates, all the different ingredients. And so when you go to non-GMO, what a GMO is, it's a genetically modified organism. They've taken something and they've stripped it and made it something else. And a lot of times it's to, be able to fight off some kind of diseases or anything like that. The idea is natural. All right. You can eat natural. You don't have to have genetically modified organisms in your food. You don't. So very simply, what we said is, look, remember, we took 3 years in our kitchens in Europe where we craft all of our product. And what we said was, what is it we don't want? And then from there, we decided what we do want. And so when we started out, we said, no, we're going to go non-GMO. We're going to go with the top of the line coca. We as a company hold 11 global patents, 11. And so from that, what it does is it allows you to be able to control bean to finished product. And so that's why, we decided at that point, you know what, we don't have to go with ingredients that we wouldn't want to do.
Well, Glenn, as we've seen, I think there are many things that you could find online now. It shows how do you find a non-GMO product on the UPC. Do you have that? Do you participate? Now, I'm holding up, for example, one of your products here and looking on the code. Tell everybody, can you see this? Tell everybody how we could find that it's a non-GMO product.
So with ours, and it's different for everybody. With ours, you'll see that 4 that begins at the very front. That 4 states that it's a European product. When you're a European product, you don't use GMOs and many different things. That's like the first step. And so the easiest way is if you actually flip over that package, you're going to see the non-GMO logo right at the bottom. You'll see we're kosher. You're going to see we're non-GMO. You're going to see that, we're crafted in Europe. The whole idea, again, it's for ease. We're not trying to, be secretive about it. We're not trying to make this tough for you to understand. Look, we want to make life easy, man. And like I've said 1 billion times, we sell chocolate. I love what I do, but the fact is I sell chocolate, man. So I'm going to make it easy for myself and for anybody else who wants to be part of the Red family.
Okay, take 30 seconds and talk about this product right here.
That's my favorite product, brother. That is that is global patent number 11 that you've got right in front of you. That is caramelized white chocolate. Now, I love caramel, okay? What's caramel? Caramel is sugar. I can't do sugar. So what we've done is we've taken milk from Holstein cows. We whip it, and what we do is we pull out the lactose. Those are natural sugars. Now, me being a type 2 diabetic, my body can handle natural sugars because remember, if it's on red, it means Glenn can eat it because otherwise I'm not bringing it out. Pretty simple, right? You know, the great thing about me is within 7 feet of me, I've got about 70 different chocolate bars on me. So the idea is that I need to be able to eat it. So what we've done is we take those lactoses, we caramelize that, and then we pour it into a white chocolate base. You know, what's hilarious is, first of all, there's nothing like it in the world. We're the only company that does that blonde chocolate. And what's great about it is I'll get people, and it's funny because I'll have somebody try it for the first time and they'll go, I really taste butterscotch in that. And my first question was, you like butterscotch, don't you? Like, yeah, I do. How do you know? It's like, because there's no butterscotch in it. It's just that your brain is trying to tell you, what does this taste like? I've never had it. And then if you talk to somebody who hates butterscotch and you ask them, do you taste butterscotch in there? They're like, oh, no, not at all. I hate butterscotch.
Back in a few minutes on the Sports Circus with chocolate. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come.
Attention business owners, you and your customers are listening to this right now. Face it, every business needs customers, even yours. The Sports Circus is a primetime nationally syndicated program that's carried on ABC, NBC, CNBC, and Westwood One News affiliates, plus CBS, Fox, and NBC sports affiliates across North America with coverage from Hawaii to New York. Also, the Sports Circus is available to 180 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, and the Sports Circus gets about 4 million website visitors per month, which could click through your website and bring sales. The Sports Circus provides great content featuring celebrity guests from sports and entertainment to our audience every weekday, which your company could greatly benefit from by increasing your visibility, foot traffic, eyeballs to your website, and calls from potential customers. Call us right now at 702-799-9935. Again, 702-799-9935. Or email us at info@thesportscircus.com. That's info@thesportscircus.com. Drive your sales today by advertising with the Sports Circus.
Could you use a little extra money right now? If you'd like to borrow up to $100,000 and get pre-approved in minutes, call the number we'll give you at the end of this commercial. Our lending partners have already loaned millions of dollars to individuals just like you, and we're ready to lend you up to $100,000 if you qualify. Even if your credit is not perfect, you could use the money to pay off high-interest credit cards, for home renovations, or consolidate existing debt. You can get flexible, easy-to-pay terms. The consultation to find out if you qualify is free. To find out if you qualify for our special financing program, call this toll-free number 24 hours a day. 800-335-1376. 800-335-1376. 800-335-1376. That's 800-335-1376. Important terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Loan amount, annual percentage rate, and term will vary depending on creditworthiness. Applying does not guarantee approval. Account approval is subject to verification and confirmation of your credit history and acceptance by a lender. If you choose to apply for a loan through us, a consumer report will be obtained to evaluate your creditworthiness in connection with your application for credit.
That's the sound of sizzling, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks from UppercutChops.com. Their best-in-class filet mignons, New York steaks, and the king of all steaks, the tomahawk and cowboy cut ribeyes are the best in the business. Even their Prime Wagyu burgers will likely be the best you've ever had. Browse the full selection of steaks and chops at UppercutChops.com from the comfort of your home or on your mobile device. UppercutChops.com delivers all-natural, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks and chops directly to your door, without the hassle of going to the grocery store and fight crowds to pick from a small selection of average at best meats with injected steroids, fillers, and coloring added to look good. Find out what's for dinner at UppercutChops.com or call 702-799-9935. That's 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935. Or make your selection directly at UppercutChops.com.
You're listening to the Sports Circus, and I'm Mike Golick.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm Roy Firestone. Now it's time to throw it back to Sal.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP TV. Today's show is brought to you in part by our friends over at Red Chocolate. And here to tell you all about Red Chocolate is the marketing director for Red Chocolate, and that would be Megan Bailey.
Hi, guys. So let me tell you about Red. First off, we're European crafted, indulgent chocolate that's 100% guilt-free. And the reason being is we're 0% added sugar, non-GMO, kosher, palm oil free for all of our bars. We even have keto-friendly dark chocolate. We have a vegan bar that's coming out. And we have delicious, decadent pralines. And they're shaped as a diamond. What more can you have?
Nothing.
Or want. What more can you want? Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
By the way, where can people find Red Chocolate here in these United States of America?
So you could go on our website, www.red-chocolate.com. You could use our store finder. And just in the store finder, you could just, search any zip code in our store finder, and you'll find a store nearest you. And if you can't find it in store, that's totally okay. You could buy it straight off our website.
You know why?
We're also actually the top chocolate sold on the Home Shopping Network. So you can go on the Home Shopping Network. You can go on our site at www.red-chocolate.com. Type in your zip, as Megan said, and we're at about 12,000 store doors across the country. And you know what I'm most proud of, probably? I should say most proud. One of my prouder moments, we're on actually every Air Force and Army exchange base in the world. We're about to be on all the NEXCOM, which is the Navy exchanges, and we get an opportunity to work with the men and women who are been amazing and have given me the opportunity for this amazing life I get to wake up to every day.
You know what? That's great. And you know what I did is I got my chocolate directly from your website, and I've got all kinds of great items here, folks. Check this out. And this was just sent to me. I just got this, and the best thing is, even in the desert heat, and it is warm here. By the way, it's the desert. Everything came in perfectly. Why go to the store? You have it sent right to you just like I did. This is unbelievable. We're going to go through some of these items here in this box. I can't tell you about it just yet. I'm going to let them say. Also, by the way, a big welcome back to everybody watching on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates, our Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Time Warner, and Wow Cable affiliates, all of our independents, Hotel TV in over 600,000 rooms. Big hello to our friends over in Honolulu on CBS Sports, 1500 KHKA, all the way over to Atlanta, WDJY, Auburn, Alabama, home of the Atlanta Braves. That would be WAUD from Montgomery, Alabama, all the way to Columbus, right here in Las Vegas, KJPT Jackpot Radio, and a bunch of others, and KVGK as well here in Vegas. Even our friends listening that may be listening over in the Los Angeles area on NBC News, that'd be KCAA 106.5, 102.3 FM at 10:50 a.m. If you're listening, great. If not, too bad, you're missing out. Play the recorded show, which you can find on Apple and Spotify and iHeart and Amazon and Google and Audible. We're there. You can't get away from us, folks. A big welcome in to all of those and many, many more. Great stuff. And of course, our special friends on the East Coast that are watching this and salivating over all of our wonderful products here. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, Glenn, are you in Philadelphia?
I am. I'm based outside of Philly.
Well, that means, Megan, you're there too, right? Right. So the reality is, so I met you two at the Sweets and Snacks Expo. And we won't say when. We don't want to timestamp this so we can play it again, you see? Because candy's everyone's best friend, seemingly, or most people. For those that don't like chocolate, shame on you! That's how I look at it. But I met you two at the it's the former All Candy Convention, which is now the Sweets and Snacks Expo in Chicago, which is the biggest and the best in the world. And let's face it, if you're there, better yet, if you're not there, who are you? Because anybody who's anybody in the candy or sweets and snacks business, they're there for sure. And what I liked about your booth was, yes, you have great chocolate. The whole world knows that. If not, you better go pick some up at red-chocolate.com. But the reality is the people is what made my experience the best part of this show. And I love that because you go to these, and a lot of times people are busy. They're on their telephones and whatever. And you just walk right by them because, I guess you're too busy to talk to me. No, but your crew was talking with everybody, going up and down the aisles, grabbing people, bringing them in. And I love that because that's what you're supposed to do when you're promoting a product of any kind, isn't it? And especially when it comes to chocolate.
You know what? Yes, absolutely. But I'm fortunate and blessed that the team we have here at Red Chocolate is just an incredible team. I'll give you a quick story. So we were actually, COVID hit the world, needless to say. We were here in the U.S. market about probably 6 or 7 months. A lot of companies, had some serious issues. And we were about a week into it. And if you remember back then, there was a lot of different things swirling. And my head of supply chain actually called and said, hey, look, we're going to go in. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean you're going into the office? Because everything was shut down. And they said, well, look, we've got to ship product. We got customers, we got partners that want us, so we've got to go in. I said, okay, look, I'm going to go in with you, but let's make sure that we do things right. And it was slow going, and we built the process we had to. And then Megan calls and says, hey, I hear you guys in the office. I'm like, yeah, but and I explained to her what we were doing. She's like, no, my team and I talked, and you know what? The fact is, we want to be there too because we're part of the family. And so the entire organization said, you know what, this is something that's important to all of us. And it wasn't about the buck. You know what I mean? Because all of us are fortunate and we're blessed, and we get to hang out with each other. And ultimately, you want to go to bed on a Sunday and be happy that you're waking up on Monday going to work. Don't get me wrong. Everybody here wants to hit Powerball or Mega Millions or hit the jackpot. Absolutely. But the fact is, we enjoy each other's company. And so, when we get a chance to talk to people about Red, we love it. We love it because we're proud of it.
Well, and you should be proud of it because when you think about when you're delivering a health-conscious product to the people that's palm oil-free, non-GMO, we talked about those. And the gluten-free part is something I want to spend a little time on because a lot of people have problems with gluten. What is gluten and what is the ongoing issue with gluten?
So gluten is an inflammatory for some people, for a lot of people, and more and more people, because gluten is being found in a lot of different products. Gluten is an ingredient. It can come from many different pieces. There's a corn gluten. There's all types of pieces. So it's really according to the gluten you're working with. But what happens is it goes into your system, and a lot of times it becomes inflammatory. Hurts your joints, makes you swell. And so a lot of people, even though they can have anything from a complete gluten intolerance, which could, shut down parts of their organs, so they have to stay away, celiac, you've heard, of course. Or, and some others are just like, you know what, it's not really an ingredient I need. It's more of a binder. That's what gluten is. It binds products together. So as long as look, when we produce red chocolate, we do it at a slow roast process. And because we are able to do it at a slow roast process, what that does for us is it allows us to be able to do it properly. We're not trying to make 10 million bars an hour. It's not what we're doing. I'll put another line in before I do that. We're going to do it right each and every time. And because of that, you don't need your glutens. You don't need your refined sugars. You do not need them to enjoy chocolate.
Well said. Yes.
A lot of people have gluten problems and they don't know they have gluten problems. A lot of people think that they're overweight or, well, my belly is big. I don't understand this. Well, maybe it's because they're having too much gluten in their diet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. And what's really interesting is, and I tell people all the time, it's very easy to cut out different things, okay? Or to at least limit the amount that goes in your body. And whether it be gluten, whether it be refined sugar, with all those different pieces. And as you start to take them away, you'd be amazed at how much more energy you have.
Right.
It just, everything. You can feel the changes in your body, and it's important.
Right. Well, think about the athletes. Since this is a sports and entertainment show, think about the athletes. They like chocolate too, and they eat chocolate too. Mm-hmm. And if you put a healthier product in front of them, chances are they're going to grab that healthier product because, well, let's face it, the health benefits we know. But at the same time, they're not going to put a bunch of palm oil and stuff like that in their system because, A, you shouldn't. And B, it drags your performance down. As a professional athlete, I can tell you that, yes, grabbing for something quick, sugar, power is easy, but grabbing something that has all those elements and tastes good, doesn't have that after vegan taste that you're like, oh God, there's something wrong with that. And everybody listening on radio, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Put this in your brain here in our last minute of the segment. Put this in your brain. The reality is we could show you chocolate on television. You can have chocolate in your brain on radio. The reality is you know what it tastes like. And you know what chalky chocolate tastes like, but you know what good chocolate tastes like too. I would urge you to go to red-chocolate.com. Read about red chocolate. I'm not saying go buy this, that, and the other. I'm not trying to do that. Read about it. And then if you're intrigued, pick up some of the local product and then pick up some of the product. Do a side-by-side taste test. I did it myself. I had the fortune to do it at the Sweets and Snacks Expo, and there is a dramatic difference. As a matter of fact, you'll see the difference. You'll taste the difference. Check it out for yourself. We're going to be back here with Glen Gardone. You could say a Gardone from Red Chocolate, the president of Red Chocolate USA, and of course Megan Bailey, the marketing director for the USA office here in these United States of America. Back here in a few minutes on the Sports Circus. Lots more to come. Folks, don't go anywhere. I'm your Ringmaster Sal of the Sports Circus, a primetime, nationally syndicated television, radio, sports, and entertainment show. The Sports Circus covers topics others are too scared to talk about. There's no other primetime show like it on here that'll punch you in the face and you'll beg for more. Join me, Hall of Famers, world champions, and all-star celebrity guests for chaos and controversy here on Libsyn and all podcast platforms, plus thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.
If you're tired of the fake news and tired of all the left-wing BS and agendas out there, if you want to do your right part to clean out the swamps and hit the lefties where it hurts, their pocketbook, we all know the president and his cronies hired thousands more IRS employees and agents. Now that's not very American. There's a way to fight back. Fellow conservatives out there, call American Tax Relief. They can help you pay less to the IRS. Don't you give a penny more to spend to the left-wing agendas. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes or haven't filed your taxes in years, call my friends at American Tax Relief. They'll give you a 100% free introduction to their program, and trust me, they're on the right side of your freedom. Pay the IRS less. Call now.
800-958-2157. 800-958-2157. That's 800-958-2157. Paid for by the Tax Doctor.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing and always need to stick your fingers to test your blood sugar. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. Apply a discrete sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger sticks. If you are living with type 1 or type 2 diabetes and you use insulin or have had hypoglycemic events, you might be eligible for a CGM through your insurance benefits. U.S. Med partners with over 500 private insurance companies and Medicare. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill your insurance. Call us today for a free benefits check.
800-659-7805. 800-659-7805. 800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
That's ridiculous.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hey everybody, this is Barry Katz from the Industry Standard Podcast, and you're listening to the Sports Circus with Sal Tuzzolino.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, taken over by Red Chocolate. Check them out at red-chocolate.com. Red Chocolate. Holy smokes, folks. If you haven't seen it, check this out. What is this product? I want to say it right. Glenn and Megan, what is this product right here?
Grab and go bars, dark chocolate, keto friendly, non-GMO, kosher. What else?
Gluten-free.
No sugar added.
No sugar added.
Grab and
nice and
go.
simple.
Grab one of these and go. These are incredible. Folks, you're missing out. And guess what? So you don't have to miss out. Check them out at red-chocolate.com. That's red-chocolate.com. Of course, an astounding round of applause for our friends at Red Chocolate. And of course, they take a bow just because they can. All right, and welcome back to everybody. You know who you are, watching on TV and radio. All of our network affiliates, everybody watching on YouTube as well. I think we share this to a very small audience on YouTube as a little test for our friends. So no, it's not a national. Guess what? You're going to have to listen to this in its entirety. You're going to have to watch it if you're watching on television in its entirety. And then we'll give you how you can find this and repeat it and replay it and replay it and then eat chocolate and then replay it again over and over and over. Because guess what? Your dentist is going to love you. All right, so we're here again with a couple of executives here. The president of Red Chocolate USA, Glen Gardone. We got to say it right? So, like my name, Salvatore Tuzzolino. If you don't say it right, you just don't get the feel. You know what I mean?
I couldn't agree more. I'm first generation here, and funny thing is, my mom and dad never spoke Italian in the house because, again, first generation American. I have a couple of boys. What happens? My mom teaches them Italian. I looked at her, I said, you didn't say a word except for all the swear words. That's what I learned. You're teaching the boys how to do Italian. She said, you're American. They need to know their culture. So my boys both can speak fluently in Italian, so now they talk behind my back. It's a vicious cycle, Sal.
That's funny. My grandparents, they told my father, said, are you in America or you will speak English, right? It's the same thing. So I had to learn it from the neighborhood and then from, of course, other people, learning the bad stuff first, if you know what I mean, right? And then it's like, oh, that's right. Now we learn how to communicate with people without sticking up one finger or something like that.
I try to. I try to keep my hands together. I still talk a lot with my hands, but I try to do it with all my fingers because every once in a while it does slip out and it ends up being one going up and staying down.
Well, okay, so you come from right now, you're in Philadelphia. Now, so I have a bone to pick with the city of Philadelphia. They say, it's the city of brotherly love. Brotherly love, my ass. They boo Santa Claus. They throw snowballs at Santa Claus. They seem to grumble about everything, but I'll tell you what, in the city of Philadelphia or in the surrounding area, it just happens that they make some ridiculous, unbelievable chocolate, right? And that's what your company does. I'm not showing everything here. For everybody on radio, tell everybody on radio what they're missing out on their visual right now.
So you're looking right now at some gorgeous chocolate. You're looking at our dark chocolate. You're looking at our dark chocolate orange and almond. You're looking at our extra dark chocolate, our milk chocolate, and our milk chocolate hazelnut and macadamia. Remember, this is European chocolate. Best way to explain it, I tell people all the time, this is not American chocolate. Think of this like a beautiful scotch, a fine red wine. The whole idea is that you've got the body and then you've got the different notes. You try our milk chocolate with hazelnut and macadamia, it's not a nut cluster. The idea is you're going to taste that beautiful cocoa. You're going to have that butteriness of the nuts. You're going to have the little bite, the little texture. The whole idea is that you enjoy what you're eating. It's all about the pleasure.
A lot of people ask me, why would I do a show, for example, on chocolate? Well, as a kid, my father drove a truck for a lot of different companies. And I remember this. He drove for Curtis Candy, M&M Mars. He drove for Brock Candy, right? Chicago being the candy capital of the world, where I grew up. So we were constantly around this, and conveniently we had, cases of candy in our basement because it kind of fell off the back of the truck. I hate when that happened.
I hate when it happens.
Right. So we had more candy than anybody else. I mean, we had the worst lunches of all time, mind you. We would get my mom, bless her heart and rest her soul, she would get like the big thing of bologna and slice it up and give us like it's fat on one side and thin on the other. You bite, you're like, oh my God, this is awful, if you know what I mean. But we always had the best candy. We had crazy things, even fortune cookies that were the error cookies. They weren't folded with the message in them. We had the flat fortune cookies, if you know what I mean, right? We just had stuff. We had oddball stuff. Nobody wanted to trade because I always withheld the candy, right? Who wants to trade the lunch? Hell no, I don't want that stuff. But when it came to candy, everybody wanted to trade with me. And now, as I got older, I'm going to the Sweets and Snacks Expo, right? And I believe they alternate it in cities now, Chicago, Indianapolis, and then Las Vegas, and da-da-da. Anyway, the recent one in Chicago, that's where we all met. And I have an affinity for chocolate, and I know good chocolate, and I know not so good chocolate. Yours happens to be of not only the good, but also the healthy side with the palm oil free, the non-GMO, the gluten-free, and the kosher. Talk to me about that. For everybody that doesn't know, what does that mean?
It's interesting. So I remember, you and I sitting down and the first time that I offered for you to try Red. And I remember you looking at me and you were dead serious. You said, I like good chocolate. Are you sure you want to give this to me? Because I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you how I feel. I went, you know what? I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. That's how I grew up and that's how we run Red. And I remember you sitting there and I think the first thing you said to me was, there's no way. There's no way. I'm like, yeah, welcome to the Red family. And I just remember just sitting and chatting with you and having a good conversation. And, the reason it tastes good, there are a multitude of reasons. It starts with the ingredients. You got to have the best ingredients, the best coca. The whole idea is that coca bean, because that's where it begins. We are kosher. Again, kosher is like being keto friendly. All of our dark chocolate is keto friendly. All of our chocolate is Weight Watchers friendly. And while that's good for those that are on keto, just like for kosher, if you eat kosher, this is great. If you don't, it doesn't take away. It just allows others to enjoy it too. So we're kosher. We're gluten-free. We don't need gluten in chocolate. You're going to find a lot of it. You don't need it. Again, I don't like gluten, so I don't put it in. There is no sugar added. And what's important about that is all those refined sugars. Look, you go on the internet. You could read up on why sugar is bad for you. All the different reasons. And so what you want to do is you want to be able to go, and again, I tell everybody, start with reading the story. Hear about what Red is about. And you could do that by going to www.red-chocolate.com. That helps to start you in the process. And again, learn the story. And if the story interests you, well, we'd love to have you as part of the family.
Yeah, I was able to hear the story from you, and I thought this was great. And Megan is an incredible marketer of this product. She really knows how to grab the audience and hold the audience and say, here, how about some chocolate? And, they always say, well, you don't take candy from strangers. I did, and I was very happy to do it. The Red story is a good story. And I love the fact that here we have some people from Philadelphia. There's always that thing, brotherly love thing. Well, look, when it comes to chocolate, yes, it's present. It's alive and well. Sports teams, I don't know about. Maybe those Eagles and Phillies, and I don't know the Flyers, the Sixers. I don't know, but they're still on trial.
Come hang out with me. We'll take you to the stadium. We'll go see a nice football game. By all means, wear the Raiders jacket. Let's see what happens. I'm sure everything's going to be just fine.
No, I'm not a Raiders guy whatsoever. No, that doesn't do it for me at all. But I have in our last minute or so of the segment, have a couple of nice ties to the Eagles family. So my friend Marnie is the granddaughter of Leonard Tost, right? So right. So now we're kind of give a round of applause to Marnie Schneider. Marnie's a friend of the circus, and so is our good friend Vince Papale. Vince is one of those guys. Right, if you've seen the movie Invincible, it was actually made about Vince, and Vince has been on our program, and he's just a really cool human. So we're tied to the Eagles family, even through Jaws. In fact, I worked the Jaws Youth Playbook and Gridiron Greats event over before Super Bowl over at the last one. In fact, I do this on a regular basis, but we're tied to the Eagles family. And you know what, folks? It's just a city of hardworking people like where I'm from Chicago. The difference is they have this alleged sandwich called a Philly cheesesteak, which is frying, versus a cooking sandwich of an Italian beef sandwich from Chicago. That's a whole nother discussion that we could do another show on. But I love the fact that here we have two hardworking cities, guys from and ladies from hardworking places. They know what it's like to roll up the sleeves and really dig into it. I always tell people, look, I don't roll up the sleeves. I bring a shovel and I dig with my teammates. That's how you're supposed to do it. Glenn, take 10 seconds, talk about that. We're going to go to break.
So here's what you want to do. You want to be able to go to redchocolate.com. It's red-chocolate.com. Sal, you're absolutely wrong. Italian beef versus a cheesesteak. I'm not even going to get started there because you and I are going to need 2 hours to talk about that. So I'm going to leave that alone. But again, learn about the story for Red Chocolate. I think you're going to be impressed and you're going to be interested because millions of people every single month keep joining the Red family.
All right, check them out, folks, at red-chocolate.com. And regarding that Philly cheesesteak, yeah, that's the Philly cheesesteak. All right, back here in a few minutes on the Sports Circus. Last more to come, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Can't beat fun at the old ballpark, friends. High pop fly. That would be a home run in a phone booth. I don't know what the big deal about Cracker Jack is. Did you ever go and buy a pack of Cracker Jack thinking you're going to get a prize and find no prize in the box? Here's the pitch. That might not sound important to some people when you're a little kid, especially from humble origin, and they cheat you out of a prize. There's a bouncing ball. Second baseman has a Barbary over to first. It's hard to think in laudatory terms of the product.
I think if there was an occasional box of Cracker Jacks that found no prizes for the little Harry Carey many years ago.
You got that right. And boy, when a box of Cracker Jack to me meant a lot of money. Here's a pitch bounce foul. That's the most asinine marketing I've ever heard of. 1 ball, 1 strike. These guys say, well, you sing about Cracker Jack. I said that I only sing it because it's in the song. Here's a pitch foul back. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised, even to this day, some youngsters who buy a box of Cracker Jack don't find a prize in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Well, if you're going to talk about our congressman being crooked, here's a pitch foul out of play. Why not talk about commercial products that don't do what they represent to do?
There's a smash to Squires. He's got it. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. We're going to the bottom of the 7th now to score. All tied up. Milwaukee 4, the White Sox 4. Hey! Everybody! All right, Nancy, let me hear you. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back for its root. Root for the White Sox. If they don't win, it's a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
There's a drive. Way back. It might be. It could be. And it is. Holy cow. This crowd is wild.
Hey, this is Tommy John, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP TV. Folks, make sure you check out thesportscircus.com for our upcoming guests, our prior guests, our recorded shows, which are our podcasts, even though we don't do a podcast. Nonetheless, you can find them on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Audible, you name it, we're there. You can't get away from us. Also, make sure you check out our partners. On our partners page, we have lots and lots of partners. In fact, I got a feeling Red Chocolate is going to be one of our partners as we move forward here. And also, make sure you check out the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. That's csncoyotes.com for upcoming games and events. That's csncoyotes.com for the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Yes! Oh, and by the way, for everybody in Philadelphia, in case you're keeping score, there's a guy by the name of Bryce Harper. I think everybody knows Bryce Harper. As a matter of fact, we'll ask our esteemed guest, Glen Gardone, president of Red Chocolate USA, and of course, Megan Bailey, marketing director of Red Chocolate USA. Glen, do you know a guy by the name of Bryce Harper? You ever heard of him before?
There's been one or two things about him. I think, if I remember correctly, before he came on, his dad used to throw the pits for fruits, and he used to swing his bat and hit the pits for fruits. And that was one of the training things that he did. The guy he's amazing. His talents are incredible.
Well, in case you didn't know, the reason I brought this partner up, they've been with us since the very beginning, the College of Southern Nevada Athletics, is because Bryce used to play baseball at the College of Southern Nevada. Yes! Right here in the Vegas Valley. He's a local guy. In fact, I even know his ex-girlfriend. But nonetheless, look, great partner since the beginning, and partnerships. And look, this is a long-running show, folks. We've done thousands of shows, thousands of great interviews, and this and that. This is just a fun dialogue between chocolate makers, chocolate marketers, and a sports program, sports and entertainment. The reality is our partnerships last a long time, and we really go above and beyond because we hand select who we want to talk with on air, because we don't want to have you on for 30 seconds and be like, oh God, I'm going to slip my wrist. I can't take it anymore. We've had a couple of those from the sporting and entertainment world, to be nameless, of course. But reality is we handpick very closely. It's hard to bat 1,000, right? But we are damn near batting close to 1,000. And so we brought Red Chocolate in today because A, the chocolate's phenomenal. And I am a self-proclaimed chocolate connoisseur, but I could say that now, obviously a lifetime of chocolate, but I know the award-winning best chocolates in the world for the last 25 years. I know them. And that's why I asked Glen specifically, hey, look, buddy, I know chocolate. Tell me about your chocolate. So, Glen, give everybody a recap of what we talked about for the last few segments.
So, when you look at Red Chocolate, you're looking at a European crafted, no sugar added, non-GMO ingredients, gluten-free. The list is going to go on and on here. If you're a keto, all of our dark chocolates are keto. If you're vegan, our dark chocolates are vegan. If you are Weight Watchers, all of our products are on Weight Watchers. And if you just like really good chocolate, Red's for you. Come to the family. We're waiting for you.
All right. And now, Megan, you're from Southern California, right? And we've had plenty of time to talk. And I know you're a Dodger fan, as am I, right? Yeah, I know, because I know how much
in so long.
Glen loves the Dodgers, but let's just kind of leave it there. So let's talk about a discriminating audience when it comes to chocolate and health features for the Southern California. And let's face it, I'm in Las Vegas, California. Let's talk about those people that they really want to watch their waist and all this other stuff. How do you market to them? What are the marketing strategies that Red could use and does use to grab that audience and really hold on to them and say, hey, by the way, we don't have one product, we have several products?
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys should really check out our chef series. So what we do is gather chefs from all around the world, all throughout the US, Europe, everywhere. They use one of our products, they make a delicious treat, they show us how to make it, we have some laughs, some chats, we hang out.
Yeah, we've got some amazing recipes right now on the chef series that Megan started about a year ago. We have a Myself personally, I like the avocado mousse. It's a chocolate avocado mousse that's just phenomenal.
Protein bar.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's good too. I forgot about that one. There's choices. There's a lot of choices. You know, what was interesting, I think, is, as you asked Megan, so here's the way we look at Red. So we don't really market to anybody. We let people know our story, because those who are interested, those who say, I want to do a little smarter indulgence, they come over. Those that say, I think, Megan's shirt says it best. If you're an unapologetic chocoholic,
There it is, guy.
they're going to come by and they're going to try and they're going to fall in love. We've got a lot of reasons to join the Red family. And so we just like to let people know our story and what we're about. And based on that, 90% of the folks that, hear it say, yeah, this is something for me and I want to do it. So, we welcome everybody at their own pace. Sooner or later, we want you to try Red because you're going to fall in love. And we want you to be in love.
Well, there are so many health conscious people out there these days. There's so much marketing on it, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever the hell it is. It doesn't matter. By the way, I know you're on all the social platforms. We're going to get to that in a minute. But a lot of people seem to follow these influencers, right? Mm-hmm. And they follow shows just like this one, right? When we put something out there, people really listen, because number one, we're going to make sure, come hell or high water, you're going to know. We're going to inform you whether you like it or not, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We want you to know. We don't edit anything. This isn't going to go to post-production. We're not going to cut out words and no, we will. For television, we have to put regular commercials in, right? But for when it comes to radio, no, it is what it is. It's out there. And for the streaming audience, it's out there. We just have to follow that 59 minutes, 50-second rule, 10 seconds for station identification. It's kind of behind the scenes how this TV and radio stuff really works. But we want to bring in people that not only are passionate about it, but and they're not necessarily money driven. Of course, money drives the bottom line for all companies. That's how people have their jobs, whatever. But people that dig what they do. Like Glenn said, if you wake up and say, hey, I'm happy to go to work. On Sunday night, you wake up Monday morning, okay, cool, I'm going to work. Not, oh God, I'm here. Right? There's a big difference. And company culture, Glenn, talk about the Red chocolate company culture.
Well, first, Sal, wait a minute. You said there's no post-production. You told me there was, and you were going to make me look really handsome. So I'm getting a little nervous now. You didn't tell me anything. So, but no, when it comes to culture, here's what I say. I want the culture of my organization to be like my family. Mm-hmm. I want people to be able to trust each other, respect each other, appreciate each other, and know that we have each other's backs, and we're going to work hard. Megan, God bless her, she works a whole bunch of hours. She is not an 8 to 5 person. And there are times where, she's here in insane hours. And I tell her, look, it's just chocolate. We got tomorrow. And she's like, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. And her team is the same way, and our supply chain, and so you have to appreciate the passion that people bring to the role. And I think, I'm fortunate that we've got very passionate people here. People that truly do care. Yeah, you're right. We have to be profitable. Absolutely. Hey, I'm not going to shy away from it. We have to be. But we're going to be profitable because we've got an amazing product. So we never really worried about profit. We've been profitable since our 3rd month in business. So profit's not the reason we do this. If it was, I'd have sold to one of the big guys 3.5 years ago, because they come knocking on my door all the time. But it's not what we do. It's not what we want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we really do care about it too. I mean, when it comes to crafting our bars, like this new vegan bar that we have coming out here, I think, 2 years, 2.5 years?
123 different recipes to get to the vegan bar we're using now.
Yeah.
We went through 123 recipes, so we finally decided we're here. Megan and I ate a lot of vegan chocolate, but you have to, because you have to make sure when you do launch, it's what you expect it to be. Mm-hmm. It's funny. We are again at the Sweets and Snacks show, as you were saying, and one of our partners on the retail side came over, and we showed the vegan bar to her, and she tried it, and she said, "I got one thing to tell you." I said, "What's that?" She goes, "The people next door, they shall remain nameless here, they're launching a vegan bar too. It tastes like wallpaper paste versus yours." And that's a nice feeling. It's like, yeah, good, you're right. So I know Megan went over and she came back and she looked at it and said, that's the most disgusting chocolate I ever tasted. And, Sal, that's the thing of it, too. You can make a smarter indulgence product, but if you'd rather eat the package it came in, and a lot of the healthier items are like that. You taste like, oh, yeah, I can understand it's healthy because it tastes like junk. And so, or, I was going to use some other 4-letter word, but, we'll leave it at that. And so what we try and do is we want you, again, to enjoy. It's all about the indulgence. And if you can't enjoy while you're indulging, we've all had that lousy meal, and we went, oh, man. And somebody invariably says, do you want me to get you something else? You're like, no, I'm not hungry anymore.
Okay, so here's my assessment in our last minute of the show. My assessment of those healthy candy bars equals the taste of airplane food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really.
I agree with that.
I mean, look, there are some great airplane foods, whatever. But end of day, this is in a whole different stratosphere. Take 30 seconds and tell everybody how they can follow, shop, and like Red Chocolate.
So you could go ahead and check us out at red-chocolate.com. You can also shop there. And of course, visit our store finder page, find a store near you, collect all of our collections. We have white chocolate, dark chocolate, pralines, mini bars, you name it, we have it. No sugar added, gluten-free, non-GMO, kosher, keto-friendly dark chocolate.
Weight Watchers friendly, all chocolate. And again, like I tell everybody all the time, do yourself a favor, go to red-chocolate.com. That's where you start your journey. Come to the Red family, read about us. If it sounds like it's interesting and something that you say, yeah, I'd like to be part of this. This sounds like they're talking to me, then we are talking to you. And we'd love to have you as part of the family. And that's the first step. And from there, as Megan said, there's so many different variations of our products, whether you want the large bars where you can sit and enjoy over a period of time. You've got the grab and go, so you can throw one in your pocket, take it on the run, put it in your desk, however you want to do it. We've got the really small 14-gram bars, which, we have a package that has 30 of them. That way you can grab one and pop it in your mouth because it's bite-sized and you rock and roll. And you don't have to worry about the sugar crush. You don't have to worry about that. We've all been on that sugar crash.
All right.
That's what we're most proud of.
Glenn, thank you so much. Megan, thank you so much. Glen Gardone, president of Red Chocolate USA, and of course, Megan Bailey, marketing director for Red Chocolate USA. I'm your Ringmaster Sal. Make sure you go to red-chocolate.com. Check them out, like them on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. And we're going to see you in about 23 hours right here on your favorite station. So until then, for Glenn and Megan, I'm your Ringmaster Sal. We'll see you next time. So long, everyone.
That's the sound of sizzling, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks from UpperCutChops.com. Their best-in-class filet mignons, New York steaks, and the king of all steaks, the tomahawk and cowboy cut ribeyes are the best in the business. Even their Prime Wagyu burgers will likely be the best you've ever had. Browse the full selection of steaks and chops at UpperCutChops.com from the comfort of your home or on your mobile device. UpperCutChops.com delivers all-natural, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks and chops directly to your door, without the hassle of going to the grocery store and fight crowds to pick from a small selection of average at best meats with injected steroids, fillers, and coloring added to look good. Find out what's for dinner at UpperCutChops.com or call 702-799-9935. That's 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935. Or make your selection directly at UpperCutChops.com.